Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm your host and installer, Dwayne Lee, and you're at Creative Concepts. While the magic happens, we have a good show for you coming up. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host and installer, Dwayne Lee. You're at Creative Concepts, where all the magic happens. And as you can see, my 2007 FJ Cruiser Project Blue Thunder I'm working on today. So I'm gonna give you guys some information and show you what I'm installing, which is some aftermarket speakers. Right here is your factory speakers, 2-inch, made out of paper. Nothing fancy, and not impervious to the weather conditions, which after a while they'll start cracking and popping and making all kind of sounds. The door speakers as well, made out of paper. I've done several videos in the past on my channel mentioning this, and thank you guys for your comments and response to it. So eventually I will be putting this door and stuff back together, but today I'm just concentrating on replacing the speakers. So as you can see, the magnet size here, this is just a 9-watt, which is set up for the factory radio. Okay, so don't let the size of the new speaker, which is this JBL, now this cone is made out of polypropylene, which is impervious to weather conditions. Okay, it has a rubber seal around it. Okay, look at the size of this magnet compared to the factory one. Okay, now this is only 75 peak power, 25 RMS. So basically you're going to get a great sound out of these. There are some 3.5-inch speakers that that peak out at 100 watts more. When you get into that more wattage, then you'll be adding a amplifier to them. But I'm just letting this the radio power from the aftermarket, which is not in here because I'm still doing some wiring in here from that center dash bezel that has all the switches in it, and that'll be for another day. So today I'm going to give you guys a helpful tip here. So finding your hot wire. Now, if you purchase anything from Crutchfield, or you can go online, eBay or Amazon, it really doesn't matter. But you can find like factory, they're connectors that will plug into the factory plug. In this case, for the dash speakers, they don't make one for it, which means you'll have to splice into your factory wiring and find your hot wire. Well, that's pretty easy for Toyotas, and thank you, Toyota, for that. This pink wire is your positive hot wire. Your purple wire is your negative. Now this is for the left side of the vehicle, the driver's side, which is right here. This is the speaker that I took out, as you can see it here. So a good way to indicate this is to the far right. You can see that pink wire, which is connected through here and it's routed to the positive point on the factory speaker. So that was great that Toyota actually done that. They actually put the plus mark in there for the speaker. because there are several companies, when I replace speakers, they don't label the hot or ground for that, and you'll have to look it up. But again, thanks Toyota for that. It's kind of weird. Speakers made in China, but the vehicle's made in Japan. Go figure. So with that said, guys, I ran my connector here, which most speakers you buy, they will come with your little plugs that you can disconnect to your speakers. This is your hot, which is the wider one. This is your ground. Okay, and it's already got a sleeve on it to keep it protected, and that'll plug into here on the back side. There's your positive, and there's your negative, which is more narrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these things installed. And also what I did, I started putting the insulation in the roof, and halfway I ran out. I probably will put it in the description below, but if I forget, you guys can remind me and I'll put it in there. So yep, I just wanted to, on top of having the roof coated, textured, painted black, and it's all sealed up, I wanted to go a step further and further insulate the roof of it here, which will give it more sound deadening. So I did have to order some more. I think I was short, late, maybe 6 or something like that. So I'm gonna finish up the roof in the back here, and the excess I'm gonna put inside these quarter panels, because that is just pretty much bare metal. Now this is a factory piece here, which is some kind of I don't know, it feels like a nylon piece or something. I'm not sure, but if that's all that they put in there, I'm gonna go over that to give it even more sound deadening, and do this side over here. So and that's the advantage of having the whole interior out, because you guys can come in and you can run your wires, you can insulate the roof. I'm not going crazy with it. Some people do all the doors and stuff like that. This vehicle is pretty soundproof as it is. So with all that said, guys, I'm going to get back to work here, and you can see the other side over here. So this green is going to be your positive, and this blue is going to be your negative. So like I said, if you're changing speakers out in these FJ Cruisers, this is what you're going to be looking at here. Now I can't speak on the newer models. This is a 07, the 14 could be a different color, but as long as you trace that plug to the factory one, which is over here, and route it, find the route, it will connect right to the hot part of that speaker, and then you'll have the color. So in this case, like I said, the green is positive, that blue is negative. So anyway, guys, I hope your day is going by well, and I will shoot some more videos as my progress continues on this 2007 FJ Cruiser Project Blue Thunder. You guys have a good one. See you in the next video. Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host and installer, Dwayne Lee. You're at Creativeville Concepts, where all the magic happens. I'm currently in my office doing some, you guessed it, some mods to my vent panel on the passenger side of my FJ Cruiser. So the original one that came in the vehicle was cracked, and I wanted to replace it because I'm actually redoing pretty much everything that I can for it. And the only difference is in this vent panel, which I ordered from Toyota off of their parts, I guess it's their parts bin or whatever, but it was brand new, wrapped in a package. There's a hole right here, and I'm not sure why there's a hole here. It was supposed to be sealed like this one, just like the original vent panel. that came in the vehicle, but I'm going to utilize that for a switch. So I'm bringing a bit of continuity to this mod, guys. You're looking at a radio knob from a Chrysler, and if I can remember right, this Chrysler was a 1979. I think it was a Dodge or Chrysler. Oh, it was something. It was a Chrysler product. Back then I was going through junkyards and I was, doing some work on cars and modding this and modding that, and I acquired this knob some kind of way throughout the years. I collect a lot of parts because a lot of the mods that I do, I use the plastics, just different scraps and stuff like this. But this is from a early model Chrysler or Dodge product. It is the part of a radio knob. So what I did, I actually cut it out to fit a switch, and I'm going to mount it right inside of here, which it fits perfectly. All right, can you see that? I don't have it pushed in all the way, but you'll see it in a later video once I get everything mounted and get it wired in. So what I'm adding to this passenger vent is a 120 volt outlet. So my FJ Cruiser did come with an inverter, a factory inverter, which is all the way in the back of the vehicle. So I'm running a cable, and this is part of it here, that's going to connect to it. So I'll be able to have the 120 volt power in the front of the passenger side as well as the rear of the vehicle. And this piece right here I ordered. You can get these online at Amazon or eBay. Can't remember what I paid for it, but if you guys want me to, I can put that in the description below. But it has your 5 volt USB connectors that will charge up all your devices, your phones, some small tablets or whatever. But this is a 125 volt. Okay, so with that said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get as much done as I can today. My fiance is, she's working today, so she gets off around 7ish, and it's around 12 now, so that'll give me plenty of hours to dig into this thing. So I'm trying to get this FJ finished. If you guys have any questions about any of these mods or anything like that, just put it in the comment section below, and I appreciate your your comments and my subscribers, of course. So it was a bit of a challenge actually drilling through this thing. I used a unibit, and actually, I bored it out the rest of the way. They don't make a unibit this size here. This is like a 2-inch base, for this outlet. So I just took my time and just went around and around it until I got the right diameter, and this thing mounted. And I used some glue, a little bit of glue, to actually just put around the top base part, which locked it in, and also glued right there at the thread also, just a little bit, just to hold it in place so it won't come loose. And it's going to be pretty nice, guys. So there's a previous video on the driver's side vent panel that actually put some switches in for my fog lights and interior extended light. So but anyway, hope you guys' weekend is going great, and I will see you in the next video. God bless. All right, guys, so this vent panel for the passenger side is now complete. I have the switch installed. It's wired in, and it is connected to this cable that will be wired into my inverter in the back of my FJ. So I will have 2 outlets instead of 1. The factory one in the back panel on the right passenger side, and this one will be in the front or the passenger side. So, pretty clean install. Again, installing something new and old. This little switch housing was out of a 1978-79 Chrysler or Dodge product. It was just a little spindle for the radio knob that actually went in the center, and I think this was for the adjustment of the tuning or something like that. So, you know, people call me Fred Sanford or whatever, you know, just collecting a bunch of parts, but they always come in handy. This is 2023, and again, when I purchased this panel from Toyota, I had no idea that there would be a hole there that's supposed to be sealed like this one. But so I did utilize that space, and there lies your continuity as well, because you're mixing the old with the new. Looks good in there. It's functional. Press on to turn the power on for this outlet, and push it back out, which turns it off. But there is a main power switch in the lower bezel of the dash that actually turns on the whole system anyway. So that's just a backup switch right there. But anyway, guys, this concludes this part. This is getting ready to get installed in the dash, and I'm going to connect this to the inverter cable running to the back. So I will see you guys in the next video clip.